on your local SuperTalk Mississippi radio station, and of course, too, on SuperTalk TV on your computer or your mobile device. Coming up next, we are going to celebrate the fact that Mississippi State communication students, we got 2 of them, showed out at the Best of the South. It was a Southeast journalism contest. They competed against students from more than 20 other universities in the Southeast. Joining us is Megan Gordon. She is a senior communications major, and she won the Arts and Entertainment Writing on-site competition. And we got Aubrey Carter. She's a senior communications major also at State, and she was named best television journalist also. So welcome, ladies. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Megan, let's just start with you. Tell us about the Arts and Entertainment Writing contest. What was sort of the format? Because you had to do that on site. So sort of set the stage for how that went down.
All right. So we arrived in Troy, Alabama that Friday night, and as soon as we got there, we had to get going. I was competing in both television reporting and writing for the arts and entertainment category. So I had kind of 2 things going on at once. And once they gave us our topic, which we had to go watch a dance performance and report on that. So they let us come in a little bit early, do some interviews, talk to them, and we started pretty much watching the show, and I was writing as we watched the show. I was filming for my TV portion of the competition, and then we had till midnight to get that in. So after I watched the show, I went back to the hotel room with a couple of friends, and I sat down and I started writing. I started editing my video, and I submitted both of those, and I won in the writing portion.
So that kind of mimics what real life would be like if once you graduate there from State and sort of got a job at a news station or something of that nature, being a multimedia journalist or sort of out there in the field. I mean, you got to do it all these days, right, Megan?
Mm-hmm. It was pretty much a multimedia type deal. I did two things at once, which is very common nowadays with social media. So, yeah, it was a good experience. It was really fun.
So, Aubrey, was yours sort of the same, although you won Best Television Journalist? So is it like sort of set the stage for us on how that part worked at Best of the South?
So for the Best of the South category, it was a little bit different than the on-site competitions because everything that we submitted and that was being judged and that we were competing in, all of these news packages were submitted months ahead of time. And so my professors picked out my best news package and submitted them around November before the Southeastern Journalism Conference. And so we had from November 2022 to November 2023 to submit what we wanted to compete. And so the judges all critiqued them and judged them beforehand. And so I didn't do any, this wasn't an on-site one. So the awards were just given out Saturday night, and so I ended up winning, and I was actually really surprised because I didn't even know I was being submitted for this category. So to be named Best TV Journalist, it was really awesome.
Well, I think it's cool that you girls were there together and then both won and were able to celebrate each other, but also represent your university and your state so well. Were there other places that had multiple winners, I guess, in their state, or is this unique that Mississippi State's communication team walked away with 2 wins?
Well, for Mississippi, it was definitely unique and a big success for Mississippi State to walk away with. I think we had a total of 38 awards, and
wow.
So we ended up. Yes, it was awesome. I think at least for Mississippi, we ended up having the most awards for the Southeast Journalism Conference. And I know Kentucky did really well. This was their first year joining the Southeast Journalism Conference, and they walked away with a lot of awards as well. But for Mississippi, Mississippi State definitely did the best.
Well, good job. Yeah, toot that on horn. That's awesome that we walked away with that many and just showed and represented what you can learn there in the communications department at Mississippi State. So what drew you ladies, I'm going to start with you, Megan, what drew you ladies to communication? Because, I mean, right now in sort of the era in which news is a-changing, it's not like, 10, 15, 20 years ago, although you ladies wouldn't have been alive or really interested in news then, but the way you report on it, the way you gather it, the fast pace of it, I mean, it feels like it would would be not a job that everybody would just jump to want to do. So, Megan, what led you down the road for communications or journalism?
For me, communications and journalism, it's something I've always admired. I started doing TV stuff in high school, and that kind of grew my love for broadcast and writing and all of that within high school. And then coming to college, especially here at Mississippi State, it just grew my love even more. I grew up watching the news and just watching specific reporters and how they report rather than what they report. But, yeah, it's just something I just grew up loving and decided to pursue.
For you, Aubrey?
Well, originally going into college, I started off as a psychology major because I really was unsure of what I wanted to do for a career. And then quickly I just realized my passion wasn't in that. And so I started digging a little bit deeper into like what I really wanted to do for the rest of my life. And I've always loved journalism. I've always been an admirer of all of the media figures. And I never really thought that for me that would be something obtainable. But once I came to Mississippi State, I realized what a great program they had for journalism, and the professors are so dedicated to their students. And so once I started taking the classes, I realized this is something I really want to do for the rest of my life, and I've really enjoyed it ever since.
So, Megan, I know it's a long road when it comes to journalism or media in general. You kind of start off at the bottom and then you sort of work your way up, or who knows? These days you can be an overnight success or all the above. But dream big. Like, what's the end game? What's like the ultimate? If you arrived here, that would be like the ultimate job in terms of putting all your skills together.
Right now, I'm kind of working it out as I go. I'm planning to start my career off as a news producer, so kind of behind the scenes, helping put things together and all of that. And I would love to work my way up to being a news director in a local station, especially closer to back home in Alabama. But I'm planning on getting my start in Mississippi and still calling Mississippi my home since I moved here. But yeah, just working my way up, being a director and working with reporters and helping them with their stories as well.
What about you, Aubrey? Like, big dream, like if you could, like, in a crystal ball, say, this is it. How do you know you arrived?
Well, I'm still trying to figure out what my end game is, but I think I would just really love to be a reporter, whether that be local news or at a big network. It's just I have a passion for telling these stories that really matter and connecting with an audience. And I think maybe in the future I would love to be also a TV anchor. I think that's something that I would really enjoy. So I'm just kind of waiting to see where my path leads me.
Both y'all too humble. Y'all got to say, like, Today's Show or, like, whatever. I mean, go on and sort of, whatever it is, like, kind of claim it. You can take Paul Gallo's spot here one day. Who knows? The future is looking bright, though, for both of you ladies. For those that may be interested in, going into journalism, we got a lot of kids coming out of Car Rider Line right now listening to Good Things. Is journalism alive and well? Would y'all recommend kids interested in communication going forth for a degree in that?
I would definitely encourage it. It's something it's a field that's always changing, especially with social media nowadays, but it is also a necessary field, learning the facts, reporting the facts, and just informing everybody in the country or world or whatever. But it's something that you can really find a passion in. And I know me and Aubrey have found that passion. And a shout out to our friends over here at Mississippi State who went to the conference with us and also won some big things as well. They've also found a passion in it. So, yeah, it's just something you can find.
Well, I'm going to write both you girls' names down. So, like, in 5-10 years, when I click on, and flipping through the stations, I'll be like, I remember when. So when y'all do hit it big, remember when. Y'all are always welcome back here. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There you go. The future of communications looking bright coming out of Mississippi State University. Who knew? Such a good, they have a good opportunity and program there. So if you're looking into journalism or communication, always know that you can keep that in-house and go there for that.